Good evening. We'll call the meeting to order. Council Nelson is to the Zoom. All the council members here. First of all, let me begin by welcoming everybody back to the business after good holidays, a time off. And Happy New Year to each and every one of you and your loved ones. We are gathered in the William Lake Swepnik People's Unceded Territory. I wanted to thanks to the chief, elders, and the nation allowing us to do the business. Adoption of the agenda is on table. Moved in second, Councillor Delaney, Councillor Flashfuller. Any addition, deletion? Hearing none, all in favor? Carried. Minute of the regular council meeting, December 16, on the table.
So moved.
Moved and seconded, Councillor Nelson and Councillor Flashfuller, all in favor? Carried. There's no delegation today in our general government computer checks, please.
The recommendation that the accounts payable, computer check, and EFT listings dated December 18th and 23rd, 2025, and January 8th, 2026 be received for information.
Moved and second. Any question, concern? Hearing none, all in favor? Carried. Report of the public hearing, bylaw number 2429 and 2430.
The recommendation that the report of the public hearing for the official community plan bylaw number 2429 and zoning bylaw number 2430 held December 16, 2025 be received for information.
Moved and seconded, Councillor Flashfuller, Councillor Delaney. Any question, concern? Anybody? Hearing none, all in favor? Carried unanimously. Accessibility grant application, and there was a report to follow up, and I hope everybody have read it and received it. And before we get anything, staff, please.
The recommendation that council approve a letter of support for the city's application for the Spark BC's local community accessibility grants application for up to $25,000 towards making facility entrances more accessible at City Hall and the Caribou Memorial Recreation Complex.
Mr. CEO, could you give us a little update on this, please?
Sure, Your Worship. This is just a grant application to do the doorways for the like the accessible buttons and stuff like that, to make them bring them up to code, make sure they're more efficient, and make sure they're responding effectively, and there's no errors when people push the button. So it's something that has been in the plan, and it's something that we were planning to do, and it's a City of Williams Lake grant, so that we're applying on behalf of the city for Caribou Regional District building. Therefore, it's something that should go to joint at some point, just for an information report. It's something that's going to be done, and it's just something that's going to be done cheaper now if we are successful with the grant.
Is to take the $25,000 off the budget expenses. Excellent, good work, I appreciate it. And there's a 3 project, as most of you probably read, replacing the automatic door and opening in the pool lobby, washroom, and replacing the automatic door opening at the main doors at the City Hall, and replacing the rear Gibraltar room doors. So the accessibility committee has approved it. Everybody but one person was not available, 5 out of 6, and they need the council's supporting letter by resolution, so that's what it is here for. Anybody else? Yeah. Moved and seconded, Councillor Flashfuller, Councillor Moses, Councillor Moses.
Thank you, Your Worship. Could I make an amendment to the motion to add forwarding the information to the Caribou Regional District via the Joint Committee?
It will automatically go, but it's not a bad idea. I don't think there's any issue with the mover. Yeah, it's a friendly amendment or addition. It will automatically go, but it's a good thing to go on record because, as the CEO said, it's a Caribou Regional District owned building. City is doing above and beyond their duties, line of duty, to save the money. The money is in the budget. but by applying the grant, city is doing way, way above and beyond their responsibility. Please.
Thanks, Your Worship. But I just want to add, like, because I'm sure some of you have had questions from some people maybe at the regional district. How it works is that we cannot always make sure everybody gets updated at the exact same time. There's nothing nefarious about this. If we had a meeting with the regional district on Monday, they would have found out first. These are all things that the CAO over there and myself and other staff members will always talk about prior to it. And whether we go back to the statute or whether we go to this, it's not something that the city of Williams Lake's trying to do to get one over on the regional district. So I think that the biggest angst is always that we have to communicate the good news together, and that's their biggest beef is the regional directors and stuff like that. They want to make sure that they're not invited to things when we have good news stories, and that's where we get into a little bit of conflict.
Thank you. Any more question, concern? Hearing none. All in favor? Carried unanimously. NDIT grant application.
The recommendation that pursuant to the report of the Manager of Economic Development dated January 9th, 2026, previous council resolution of support for the 2026 application to the Northern Development Initiative Trust be amended to endorse an application to apply for a grant of up to $60,000, up from $55,000, to host an intern under the local government internship program, and that council agree to providing a financial contribution of $10,000 as a salary contribution and $2,500 for professional development. And further, the city agrees to provide funding for the mandatory employment-related costs for the position.
Councillor Flasholler, Councillor Delaney, any question, concern? Hearing none, all in favor? Excellent work, unanimously carried. And zoning bylaw number 2430.
The recommendation that the approval of the Ministry of Transportation and Transit dated January 9th, 2026 be received, and that the City of Williams Lake zoning bylaw number 2430/2025 be reconsidered and adopted.
Moved and seconded, all in favor? Opposed, if any, carried unanimously. Letter from Ministry of Attorney General, UBCM follow-up.
Clerks note that the letter from the Ministry of Attorney General dated December 24th, 2025 regarding the meeting at the Union of BC Municipalities Convention and discussions of concerns raised on repeat and violent offenders in our communities be received for information.
Moved and seconded. It was a good meeting, and some of the things staff's working on the follow-up to the Premier's office. And we were definitely following what they promised us or we promised them. Councillor Moses.
Thank you, Your Worship. Yeah, this was a very welcome letter with a lot of updates from the province, but I do think that we need to stay on top of this with them as often as need be or as frequently as we can get their ear, of course. So this is a nice response, but I think it lets us know that we can keep pushing as well. Thank you, Your Worship.
Thank you.
Your Worship.
Thank you. Councillor Nelson, please.
Thank you very much, and I appreciate very much the minister's letter. It's really, quite honestly, a bunch of gobbledygook. It's rehashing a lot of initiatives that we were targeting and putting in place. The bottom line is that communities just simply don't feel safe with violent repeat offenders. I was just watching Global News the other night, and down in Vancouver, one of their main stores, London Drugs, they're looking at shutting it down. They've given notice that because of the constant repeat offenders and the stealing and the theft that's occurring on the streets, they're looking at shutting down one of the main stores in Vancouver. This is a serious problem in every community across British Columbia, and it doesn't have the attention to the detail that it needs. People are concerned about their safety in communities right across the province. I appreciate the initiatives that they've done, but it just simply falls short of making our community safe. People should feel comfortable in their own communities, walking down their own streets, and not have to look over their shoulders to see if a violent offender or a repeat offender is going to come out of the bushes and attack them. And that's the concern that people are having. And if they're not attacking people, then they're robbing people. So this falls far short of a proper proper community safety. So I think we need to still ensure that we stay on top of this, as my colleague pointed out. We knew a lot of these changes were coming down. I don't think they've made the tests to the standard of what I believe is there yet. There needs to be more done with repeat violent offenders, and that's the bottom line. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, as most of you know, I'm going tomorrow along with Councillor Bain to the Natural Resource Forum next week in Prince George. Leaving Monday, forum start Tuesday. Monday night, evening, I had a meeting with the Alliance mayors in the north and interior. So staff have requested, at my request, to see if we can get the time with the premier we're working on. Hopefully we'll get the update. I got the whole bunch of list request. We did it we sent the letter right after the UBCM last year, as per the promise he made to the delegation from William Lake. So definitely I'm not gonna leave them alone. I'll work on them as strong as I could, or we could do that. Any more comment? Hearing none, all in favor? Excellent. G1, the City Hall lighting.
Clerks note that pursuant to the request of the Long COVID Foundation in their letter dated December 16th, 2025, the lights of City Hall be changed to teal on March 15, 2026, in recognition of Long COVID Awareness Day.
Councillor Delaney moved and Councillor Flashford seconded. Any question, concern, comment? Hearing none, all in favor? Carried unanimously. City Hall lighting purple for light up.
The clerks note that pursuant to the request of the Fibromyalgia Association of Canada in their letter dated December 18th, 2025, the lights of City Hall be changed to purple on May 12th, 2026 for light up for fibromyalgia.
Councillor Delaney and Councillor Moses, any question, concern, comment? Hearing none, all in favor? Carried unanimously. Proclamation, Family Literacy Week.
Clerks note that pursuant to the request of the Caribou-Chilcotin Partners for Literacy in their letter dated January 1st, 2026, the week of January 25th to February 1st, 2026 be proclaimed Family Literacy Week in the City of Williams Lake pursuant to city policy.
Councillor Delaney, Councillor Moses, any question, concern, comment? Hearing none, all in favor? Carried unanimously. Proclamation, Environmental Sensitivities.
Clerks note that pursuant to the request of the Environmental Health Association of Manitoba in their letter dated December 29th, 2025, May 12th, 2026 be proclaimed as Environmental Sensitivities and Multiple Chemical Sensitivities Awareness Day in the City of Williams Lake pursuant to city policy.
Councillor Flashfuller, Councillor Delaney, moved and seconded. Any question, concern, comment? Councillor Moses, please.
I have a question. This one was sent to us through an organization, Health Association of Manitoba. How do we choose which of these that we listen to and which that we don't? Like which ones come to council? Obviously, if this came from an organization in the States, we probably wouldn't listen. So where is the cutoff? I'm curious.
Staff, please.
Ross.
Ross?
Your Worship, through to Councillor Moses. So it's a good question. So there is no policy guidance beyond some high level. Like we do have some, like if it's the proclamation policy talks about things like hate speech and things like that. Those don't make the cut. Otherwise, we kind of balance it. If it's, and this typically, I'll say that this one probably we normally would have thrown on SIP. I think we had a rash of them and they all just came. So they all come to council. Just what we usually do is if something's not from a local source, oftentimes or not something that council has done in the past, it'll be on SIP. And then otherwise it's just correspondence. So there's nothing that limits it beyond those things that council has identified through the proclamation policy about what goes on and what doesn't.
Okay, thank you.
Anybody else? Hearing none, all in favor? Carried unanimously. City Hall lighting request.
Clerks note that pursuant to the request of the British Columbia Schizophrenia Society in their letter dated January 8th, 2026, the lights of City Hall be changed to purple on May 24th, 2026 for National Schizophrenia and Psychosis Awareness Day.
So moved.
Councillor Moses, Councillor Delaney, any question, concern, comment? Hearing none, all in favor? Excellent. Council information package, please. Before we moved, anybody want any information to pull out? Council Bain, please.
Your worship.
The CPWL's response to SB 27.
Okay, for you, we will pull it out. And Council Nelson, you had something?
I would like to pull out and send a letter of support regarding the, to Ben Campbell, the Northern Development Initiative Trust, regarding a letter of support for the North Vancouver Railway Engagement Assessment from North Vancouver to Prince George. That was a request from
Okay,
the city
we
of
will,
Quesnel.
other than those two items, I want the motion to receive other information.
So moved.
Moved and I need seconder to move, receive the item, please.
Halfway down.
I need the second to receive other than those two items we're going to discuss every, yeah, moved and second, Council Nelson, Council Bain. All in favor? Okay, first item is Council Bain. You brought on school district item. Please go ahead.
Thank you, Your Worship. Yeah, I just wanted to publicly state some of my concerns with this. I just want to throw my support for the group that wrote the letter. I have huge issues with closing off open meetings and elected officials. I think we're elected to hear from who we are elected by, and so I wouldn't want to close our council chambers, and so I have a hard time with any other entity. I know I'm not going to make a resolution, it's another government, and in fact, I was on that government for 7 years and changed it exactly opposite. Like in the years I was there, with the first thing I asked, this is why I ran to be an elected official in the very first place, is I went to a school district meeting where I was not allowed to speak. And I actually heckled from the audience because I was not allowed to speak. And so to become active, I ran to be a school trustee. And first thing I asked for was for meetings to be opened up to public, not to be shut off. So in my personal, and this is definitely just for me, myself, and I think this is one of the, like, I just have to encourage the public to run, to not let this happen. If there's issues, there needs to be new school trustees running. There needs to be people, because as it was changed back to old ways and now even more restrictions being offered, I feel like people need to run. If this upsets you as much as it would me, I would encourage the public to run to change things, because this is not I think it goes against every part of my being to do this. So I wanted to openly express my concern publicly, and as most people know, I don't say a lot of things anti-publicly, and certainly not against other government, but I cannot at all condone this action of potentially closing off meetings. I would not condone it if we locked our doors, and I will not condone it to any public that should be open to all attending. Anyway, I just wanted to publicly make my statement. Thank you.
Anybody else? Hearing that comment, a lot of people called my office, myself directly, as it's a different, same level of government. Yes, average Joe Blow would have a concern. I have directed everybody to contact the school board, so let their chair, the board, their staff deal with it. I'm going to stay up to here only. So based on being said that, could we have a motion to receipt? Second. Moved and seconded. All in favor? Carried. And the next one was City of Quesnel letter of support for railway engagement.
The recommendation, Your Worship, is that council request staff to prepare a letter to Northern Development Initiative Trust in support of their granting the funding necessary to conduct the study to save the Prince George to North Vancouver rail yard.
I totally agree with it.
Sorry.
Yeah, thank you. Before we go moved and seconded, there's no need for the letter of support, because I sit on the committee, the task force, you can say whatever, and everything's being looked after. NDIT has funded that whole project, and they're working on, but if council choose to, I have no issue. I asked them if they want a supporting letter. They said they'll let me know if they need it, but the other day we had a meeting, in fact, yesterday, 9 o'clock in the morning, and the number of mayors was available. We have a good discussion, And there's no need for it, but if council still choose to, I have no issue. Now, Councilor Nelson, if you want to move it now, you can move.
So I'm sorry, did you say it was funded?
It's already funded by the NDIT, the project.
Perfect. No,
and
that's great news. Thank you very much.
They don't need it. But I appreciate it. Ron Paul, Mayor Paul, his worship is on, and Mayor Pinckney from 100 Miles on, I'm on, Mayor of Prince George on, a number of other mayor all the way to Squamish is on, and we are working all, quite a people are quite concerned about this rail line and between our communities. And now we are working at, actually, I can give you update quickly. We are working to get the First Nation leaders involved. And tomorrow, which council would hear from me, when we have the council to council meeting with the First Nation, and I'll be requesting taking that information to the chief seller. Okay? So is that okay, Councilor Nelson?
Fantastic news. Thank you very
Okay,
much.
so could we have the motion to receive that letter also, please?
So moved.
Moved and seconded, Councilor Moses, Councilor Bain, all in favor. Opposed, if any, carried unanimously. Round table, Councilor Nelson.
Just wanted to do a huge shout out to the farmers market, both in Williams Lake and South were nominated for awards in their key categories of promoting some of the best farmer markets in British Columbia. And I believe the awards banquet is in March when they'll do the final announcement, but our own, very own, which I go to just about every time it's on. I encourage people to buy local, shop local, and spend local. So congratulations and a huge shout out to all of the vendors in the community and to the farmers market. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilor Nelson. Councilor Jasmine Lyons, please.
Just happy to be back.
Thank you. Councilor Bain.
No, thank you, Your Worship. I've had my opinions for the night. Thank you.
Appreciate it. Councilor Moses.
I'll pass. Thank you, Your Worship.
Thank you. Councilor Delaney. Councilor Flashfuller.
Thank you, Your Worship. Yeah, I just have one thing to add. I understand that the Williams Lake Skateboard Redevelopment Design Workshop is happening actually right now between 6-7 p.m. at the Gibraltar Room, and that there will be an online survey coming out, open January 13th to January 28th. And I believe, Mr. Morocco, maybe you can confirm that it'll go on a city webpage and social media is what I've been told by Jane. I just wanted to let the community know that that'll be coming up for feedback, I guess, in regards to the skate park redevelopment.
Please.
Your worship, Councilor Flashpuller, yeah, I can only assume that it will be on there like everything else, so yeah.
Yeah,
open up.
okay. Yep, so I just want to let everybody know that that's there if they're interested in providing feedback for that project. And otherwise, just a happy new year to everyone. Thank you.
Thank you. Happy New Year from me and my office, my family. Hope everybody is as enthusiastic as I am for this year. Council is working on your behalf for the betterment of our society, our community, and we are having a council-to-council meeting tomorrow with William Lake First Nation. Then I'll be in the boardroom with the regional district Thursday and Friday. And Monday, after coming to City Hall, I'm heading to Prince George, representing the city along with Councilor Bain. She's only going for a couple of days, but I'll be there till the end. Hopefully the weather would stay good as it is and not too icy or anything. And that's about from me. And motion to close meeting, staff, please.
So the motion is to close the meeting for sections 91F and 92D of the community charter.
Moved and who's going to second?
Second.
Okay, Councilor Bain seconded. All in favor? Thank you to staff and everybody. Sorry, I forget to ask the staff if they had anything. I'll ask you in the round table and camera. Sorry about it. A motion to adjourn, please, before you go. Moved and Councillor Lyon, second. All in favor? Moved. Thank you. I'm sorry. This is the first meeting of the year. Man.